Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Time to do a little bit better than that in the arena. I think it is time again for Druid.
I must protect the wild.
You knew I wasn't going to pick Warrior again. Okay, here's a good start. Every one of these cards is very good. Against a lot of things, I would choose Molten Giant, but not against Ancient of Lore, who is one of the best imaginable, 7-cost cards. This is so situational. You still mostly have to be winning for this to be good. So I don't like that. Whereas this guy he's much more come from behind or solidify your win. Wow. These guys are both amazing, and yet I'm going to have to take the Wrath because I don't know how much, creature killing stuff I'm going to get, and Wrath is amazing too. That's pretty good. This can draw you cards, but we know I like the Iron Bark Protectors for Arena especially. It's really hard to turn down Wrath, but you know what I would turn it down for? Swipe. Swipe is still, I consider this the best overall. If you had to pick one card for killing minions, and you only got one, this is the one I would pick. It's not super expensive, like some of the more deadly ones. I mean, to do 4 damage to all their creatures costs 7, right? But do I want to go with the Innervate? I don't like Core Hounds, and I don't like Frostwolf Run, so sure, why not? Anyway, I could go on and on about the swipe, and I probably will later. This is also all good stuff. He's worth another card. He's potentially, getting a free card if you get to kill a weapon. That's sort of like destroying one of your opponent's cards, right? And he's really good. He's a little bit pricey for what he does, but only the tiniest bit, and the flexibility is more than worth it. I guess I'm going to have to take him. Garbage. This is an okay card, but this is an Iron Bark Protector. You tend to win if you play more Iron Bark Protectors, as silly as that might sound. You're okay, but I'd rather have Bluegill. I'm not taking Core Hounds and Iron Bark Protectors. That would just be silly. Bluegill can come into play and kill something. Bite is not my favorite card, and the Mana Addict, we've seen the Mana Addict can kind of go psycho on stuff, but I'm not going to have a whole lot of cheap cards, I don't think. I mean, there's Coin, there's Innovate that can come up, but Bite can kill a fair-sized creature, and it's giving me some extra hit points while it does it. I don't like Bite that much, but this is a limited format, and you take the stuff that can kill things. He's still so expensive for the amount of killing he does. Claw, I think, is garbage. Bite does a lot for one card. I may not like it based on its cost and stuff like that, but you have to admit it does a lot. Claw barely does more than my innate ability, and it only costs 1 less. Is using one of my precious cards. No. Swipe. The Hunter has Explosive Shot, which is amazing. Costs 1 more than this, and it does +1 damage to the main target, and it does 2 damage to adjacent enemies, which means that if your opponent's big creature isn't in the middle, then you don't even get to kill 3 things. Now, Swipe, awesome. Speaking of awesome, Keeper of the Grove. He's amazing. He makes that Dwarf that I passed up 5 cost 4/2 that does 2 damage. This guy just embarrasses him. 4/2 is more offensive, but most of the time I'd rather have a 2/4, honestly, because there are a lot of times when it can survive stuff, and the 4/2 cannot. But the flexibility makes him amazing, because he can kill something small, he can finish off something damaged, he can do 2 damage to your opponent, or he can silence some kind of amazingly tremendous threat that you couldn't just blow up. Okay, what this deck needs is more 3 and 4 cost, like, strong creatures at this point. Like, he's okay, but I'd rather have her for the cost, like, in terms of efficiency. And I'm definitely not just taking the buff when I have so many, like, cards that are not creatures already. You know, I've actually been owned by these in constructed decks. I've seen a person who had played 2 of these. It's sort of a gamble. Because a lot of the time it is useless. You don't want to use this to kill anything that is not just about to crush you. But people save this for the late game, and then when some crazy legend comes out, when your opponent plays Tyrion Fordring or Ragnaros or something like that, and you've got to get rid of it, boom, you naturalize him. And, yeah, they're drawing 2 cards, but it's probably not as bad as the alternative if you save it for something that apocalyptically horrible. And I've had the opponent save, they have 2 of them, because this is one of the few ways to help crush your opponent with deck death, right? If your opponent's drawn more cards than you get near the end of the game, they only have 1 or 2 cards left, naturalize them twice, now they've taken 3 damage from fatigue, on their turn they're going to take another 3 damage from fatigue. Like, you can actually finish them off that way. That's the theory crafting. I don't actually like it anyway. And again, those are 2 specific circumstances. Almost all the time, it's just going to be bad. It's just those 2 little cases, which somebody felt was worthwhile and constructed, and it worked on me once. But we're going to take the thing that resembles a creature instead. Come on. More Iron Bark, more power. Alright. You are horrible. If I had cards, there are lots of Druid cards that could buff him, but I've passed them all. I passed up at least 3 cards that would have been really great at making him kill things. I'm torn between him and the Stormblight Commando. They're both kind of in the same league to me, where they're situationally useful, but overall not that great. I guess I'll take the Commando. I should have a lot of stuff for killing opponents' creatures. If I can just kill, all their creatures, that'll be fine. I was tempted to take the War Golem when I first saw him, but then I'm like, no, I have 3 Ironbark Protectors. I gotta be stingy on the high casting cost stuff now. And also, Owl's amazing. Okay, here's what I wanted. 3 cost, efficient creatures. And this guy's the most efficient. The other ones are still pretty good. Oh, yes. Starfall. Also, this is an extra rare. I'm not at the 19 out of 30 when I'd be getting my next normal rare. Starfall, amazing. Although I don't really have any spell power boosting it, it's still very good. Holy crud, this stuff just keeps on coming. Wow. Because we've got Force of Nature, okay. This, you can think of this as removal, right? It summons 3 2/2 Treants with charge. They die at the end of the turn anyway. So this does 6 damage worth of killing creatures, or 6 damage to your opponent, potentially, although Taunt can mess that up. And if you had any stuff that boosted your army, which I don't, but say you had out a Stormwind Knight or a Raid Leader or something, this could actually do even more damage and be kind of crazy. That said, I don't have that kind of stuff, really. Druid doesn't have that much of it, and I have none, so I don't think I can take that. Sea Giant, pretty decent. I tend to like the Molten Giant better. Yes, the Sea Giant, technically you can be far into the game and still have, mostly full health and still be able to cast him fine. Whereas the Molten Giant is actually not possible to cast if you've taken less than 10 damage. If you've taken less than 10 damage, you're probably okay, and when you've taken a lot of damage, he comes out very cheap. I tend to like the Molten Giant over Sea Giant. I'm going to take him. That's 3 rare or epic cards in a row. Craziness. This is actually a tough choice. I could use more cheaper creatures, and she accelerates other things, but she's not really seriously in the contention here. I need more spell power. I have a lot of stuff that does damage, right? We got Wrath is 1. Bite doesn't count. with 2 swipes, which are AoE, so they benefit even more, and the Starfall, which also benefits a ton from that. So I've got 4 already, most of which are super amazing ones to boost. So this guy could give me a ton of spell power. On the other hand, I get screwed by them not doing what I want a lot. The Abomination can AoE everything pretty well. He solves a lot of problems, like defensively. He can backfire a little if you have more army out than your opponent, but my army's mostly fat and expensive and stuff like that. Whereas this guy could save me potentially from a bad situation. I think I'm going to take the Abomination. In this particular case, the Ancient Mage might have been better, but normally the Abomination is a much better creature. I'm just going to go with him. I don't have weapons. This is still amazingly situational, despite me playing Devil's Advocate for it earlier. You are not my favorite card, but you do draw me another card, so maybe that other card that you draw me will be my favorite card. This guy's very good. I'm looking at a deck that's way, expensive. It's a tough choice between another Bluegill who can kill something, or an Ironfur Grizzly who is taunt, and who does also, he's a 3/3 for 3. He fills in that 3 to 4 cost good stuff range that I'm looking for. Damn, that's a tough choice. I'm going to take him. I think I need the taunt to try and help me survive long enough to play all my other crazy stuff. This would have gone really well with the crazy Treant ambush, but that's a 9 mana combo with 2 cards that I'm only going to have 1 of each. So, yeah, odds were slim. But I'm taking this anyway, because unlike Bloodlust, this does affect your guy. So if you have even 2 creatures out, that's 6 damage extra that you're doing. That's letting you attack. Whatever. This is a really good card. Although, I've got so many non-creature cards. Maybe I shouldn't take this. Maybe I should take another creature, even though it's kind of expensive. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only have 8 creatures that cost less than 5. I'm not usually going to have that many creatures out for this. You know what? I'm actually going to take this Stranglethorn Target. Even though it's slowing down my deck more, sort of. Not really, because the Roar is not a thing on its own. Okay, I need one of these 2-cost creatures. He draws me a card, which is amazing. He's pretty awesome in his own right. If I had more of the Druid, buff your creature stuff, he'd be good, but I don't have buff your creature stuff, I just have kill creature stuff. I'm going to go with Loot Hoarder to draw me more cards. This is what I need. You're just solid. And I don't have any weapons. That Pirate is just actually a bad Grizzly Bear in this deck. So the Yeti, I'm very happy with. I've passed up most of the things that combo with these, for the same reason I passed up most of these type of things. I don't think this is really what I need. The spell damage is tempting. My spells are so strong. You know, I was going to take the Tidehunter, because he does give me 2 creatures for the price of 1 card. And he's all kinds of good and stuff like that, but I didn't take the stuff that combos with having lots of creatures. So, no, I'm going to take the Dalaran Mage. There might come a time when I could, later in the game, play, Dalaran, then swipe, and it would be awesome for me. We're almost out of cards here. Again, the Savage Roar is very strong, but I'm feeling kind of naked, I'm low on creatures. I'm just going to take the Power of the Wild, even though it's usually just going to be a 3/2 for 2. Possibly a mistake, but you get a Starfire, which is a lot of damage and draws a card, but I'm going to take Wrath instead, because I need more stuff to kill things early in the game. I've got lots of late game power. I need to get to the late game. This also can draw you a card to replace itself, if you're finishing something with it. You are garbage, and you are kind of a tough choice, because I have a lot of expensive stuff. I need the help getting it out. But you never survive long enough for that, in my experience. Very rarely. The Cobra can kill something, although it often ends up getting killed first. It doesn't get to kill the thing you wanted, but at least it kills something. Oh, that's tough. I'm going to take the Pint-sized Summoner. I might get lucky sometime. Okay. Well, this is going to be an interesting one. We have another late-game Druid deck, which sure feels like it has a lot of power, but I'm also sure a lot of things can go wrong with it. So, let's see how it turns out. Assuming it ever finds an opponent. It almost got easy pickings.
Malfurion versus Jane.
A mage, that is probably not
You
easy
asked
pickings.
for it.
I must protect the wild.
I'm going to have a lot of slow starts with this deck. Going first does not help. But this is a pretty good start, actually. We'll see how it goes. This amazing cards. Not right now. But like half of my deck costs 5 or more, so what am I complaining about?
You shall not pass.
Yeah, you do that. You're not killing me right now. It is going to cause problems in terms of killing her other creatures.
You need a blessing?
Oh, wow. That's actually kind of an annoying combo. Congratulations. I don't have a coin. I can't get. I could like hit this for 1 and she boosts it by 1. No. I'm going to draw a card. And also end her insolence.
Job's done.
Whatever. The fact that I drew that means I'm going to draw something useful sooner. I'm going to run out of tree bark protectors eventually and start getting cards. Yeah, okay. That was not bad. She should be able to chip through that guy okay, although my opponent can start blowing her up.
For the crusade!
Mage only has so much mana. It takes almost all of her mana to do that right now, and it still wouldn't quite kill her, so I'm okay with that. If she just wants to fire blast it. A secret. Now we're playing the secret game. Which is somewhat worrisome, actually.
Join or die.
That doesn't tell me anything about the secret. I guess we'll find out if it's a mirror entity. I don't really want to give a mage spell power, but at least I'm only giving it at 1/4 instead of something huge. On the other hand, it doesn't have summoning sickness. That's very annoying now, because now she can burst my bubble and actually shoot this. Well, still. I'd much rather waste that mirror entity early game than have it come back and haunt me later, because I'm going to be playing fat stuff, like, from now on, pretty much. Yeah, you win this round. Next. Where were you earlier? You would have been awesome earlier. Oh, whatever. So, now here's the thing. The tiger, yeah, the mage can't just kill it easily, but it's not going to get through this stuff very well. I guess it will, because I'm going to be beating on that with him. Yeah, okay, no, this works out okay.
Vaporization commencing.
Yes, I totally could have starfalled her whole army, but it seems excessive. Given that her whole army is 2 crappy guys, basically. In fact, we're reaching a point now. Her whole army is basically 1 spell power and a 0/1 taunt. That's not. There aren't any stats on the board. Fireballing me directly. I don't like that kind of confidence. Holy crap. That concerns me. You're pretty good. I wish I had enough mana to play one of these 5-cost guys and kill him with my Kung Fu.
Vaporization commencing.
I think I'm actually going to take time out from casting big things. Maybe a mistake, but I want to get rid of that spell power. She's got me scared. Here's the 5. And play a suicide card drawing machine. I have a big scary hand, but it might not work out well if she's... I don't know how well it works if she's just burning me down. I assume she has a plan for killing my creatures. Because she spent a fireball on me directly when I was at nearly full health. That is crazy.
What to
Just
do?
crazy pants. Didn't I have the tiger in play at that point, so she knew it would be there? Maybe not. I think I did, though. I think I had a 5-5 on the table, and she couldn't target it yet, and she just blasted me. I think she just, like, tried to target the tiger and missed. I don't think so. No, wow, she really thinks she's just going to kill me. She must have a pyroblast, too. That is horribly bad. I'm liking the bite, though. Because that'll get me some more hit points. But I've got to be really worried about this stuff.
Hey, give me that!
Beat her down.
Vaporization commencing!
Play more army for the racing
Fire, attend me.
and kung fu. Because it gives me an extra hit point. So next turn, between that and the bite, I can gain another 5 hit points. Or, if she plays like a big creature or something, I can drop the abomination to taunt it, although that'd be really bad with my army. I'd think I could find a better answer, like exploding it with Starfall. I don't know what's going on, though, but I think I'm going to get blasted again. Okay, so we've got stalling tech, and another fireball? Because that would be unpleasant. It's going to be similar. She's going to do a bunch of damage to me with spells, I think. Or Arcane Intellect. That is also kind of disturbing. She has definitely stalled a lot, and that's going to help her. This is sick. See, I'd like to play the Ironbark Protector, because it won't die to a fiery apocalypse, which might be coming. But I'm really concerned that she's going to burn me down and that I need the armor. Oh, that's tough. So if I play this, it sort of survives an apocalypse. Not really, though, because she can just fire blast it the next turn. Definitely can't play him. This also tends to sort of survive. I could play that and that. Or that and get an armor. I think I have to do that. Again, Pyroblast costs 8. She can't just Pyroblast me. She has to do other stuff too. And that might give me enough time to armor up. Oh, we're going to try this. And armor. So I gotta watch out because there's the creature limit, right? You can only have 7 things on your side. If I played him down, then I might not have the option of playing the Ironbark Protector, which I might need. What is her plan? She's going to try and kill me in one turn, I'm guessing. But she can't do it yet. Okay. That is very random. It does mean that a flame strike will kill everything but this guy now. Which I think is what's going on. Or not? I don't know. Something targeted? What the heck?
I wonder.
What is going on? This is such a weird game. I'm confused. Are you like... Do you not have the Flame Strike? Polymorph? You wouldn't be aiming a Polymorph at him. Or a Flame Strike, because Flame Strike's not targeted. You're gonna get crushed if this is all you're doing. Okay, that does hurt. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so she did abandon the plan of like instantly getting me. Oh wow. I think she's dead. 15. Oh yeah, it's not even close. I have no idea what she was doing. I mean, I have a lot of theories what she was trying to do. They obviously didn't work out, but like, how can you have that many cards in your hand and just not be doing anything? Whatever, it's a win. And we'll see how far I can go next time.
Show some love to the like button.
And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.